according to an ESPN news report, Dan Snyder has told associates he's used private investigators and other sources to gather dirt on fellow owners, coaches, and executives, and that he won't lose his franchise without a fight. And if that's true, that's more like a mud fight. You're getting down in the sewer and slinging mud, if that's true. League sources, my view, by the way, given his stewardship of that team, that is unsurprising, if true. He's denying it. League sources say the NFL is aware that Snyder claimed to be tracking owners. One owner was told by Snyder directly that he, quote, has dirt on Jerry Jones. Don Van Natta was on this program within the last hour saying that Jerry Jones is seen as the last line of defense for Daniel Snyder, and that would fit nicely with the idea that Dan Snyder has dirt on Jerry Jones. Again, Snyder's denied it. Key, your thoughts?
It's just interesting because Don Van Natta, ESPN senior writer, guys like this don't just write stories unless they believe the stuff that they're getting. And then when you throw in that there's some people in the NFL executive offices that believe that Daniel Snyder is doing certain things to undermine other owners, you start to look at that. And I always go back to it, as I said to him, and I'll say it to you, Harry, as well. I can be naive in situations sometimes because I give people the benefit of the doubt because I want everybody to think like me, what I would do in a situation like this. If I'm Daniel Snyder, I don't need the hassle of having to go and dig up dirt and go through all of this to try to hold on to a team. I've invested in a team. The team is probably worth $9 billion now, or whatever the number could be. It's more than what I bought it for. I'm not winning. I can never win. I've been an owner for since 1999. I've only gone to the playoffs a handful of times. I've never been in an NFC championship game. I don't need the stress of dealing with this. I'm going to sell the damn team and be done with it. I'm out, man. I'm getting sued for alleged acts over here. I had to change the name that I fought so hard for over here, Harry. I just don't want to deal with it. I'm going to go get on my 300-foot yacht, and I'm going to just live my life because this type of stress will kill you. I don't understand why he would even put up with this.
That's my mindset as well, though, Key, because there's a million things in this world that you can do if you're Daniel Snyder. But I think Max did bring up a good point. He's been losing in every other place so much to the fact that I don't think he wants to lose in this case. I don't think he wants to lose and say, you know what, I got to give up my team.
But you're going to lose.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, but
I don't think he looks at it like that, though.
But
he doesn't see it like that.
In this climate, he was digging in his heels about the name of the team. And the name of the team wasn't Indians. It was something much worse. The name of the team was so offensive, I would not refer to them, and I still won't say the name now. And when I was 8 years old, Key, that's I was 19, I guess it was 81, 82, 81. I'm watching Washington in the Super Bowl, and I turned to my dad. I'm just figuring out what's going on in football, right? I'm like, hold on, they're allowed to call them that? My dad's like, oh, they shouldn't. So if I knew that as a child, 40 years ago, why did it take Dan Snyder till a couple years, and he was digging in his heels and doubling down on it, right?
It's the history of Daniel
He's
Snyder,
stubborn and he's diehard, right? So, and he doesn't like to be told what to do. He doesn't. I'm not saying.
That's cool, Max.
Key,
I'm just saying the stress level, though.
That right. But this is what I'm saying. He's built. Everyone's built different. Yeah. He is going to eventually have to tell himself, Key, what you're saying. And he's going to rationalize it by saying, look, I paid X for the team, and I'm getting so many multiples of X, I'm not really a loser, I'm a winner, right? He has to tell himself he's a winner.
He should, and his lawyer should tell him that. His wife should tell him. His kids should tell him. They should just be like, look, because eventually he's going to be forced to sell the team. These owners aren't going to sit up there and take his threats, if they're true, take his threats. They're just not going to do it. You know that, Max? They're not going to do billionaires fighting billionaires. And there's more billionaires fighting against one billionaire.
Part go, though.
Yeah,
Key,
31 billion.
I can't let this go, Key. How many of them owners right now are sweating bullets
Sweating.
because of Daniel Snyder?
He's got dirt. You know why, Key?
I'm sure there's a number of them that are thinking back to, 1989, 2000. What did I say? What did I do? Of course. Absolutely.
What did I
Absolutely.
do with Daniel Snyder?
Did we have
What
paper
things
on that,
were I
or was
involved
that
with
verbal?
Daniel Snyder? Yeah.
I mean, here's the other thing, guys. If you're an owner, to piggyback off what you're saying, Harry, you have to ask yourself, is the person I'm dealing with low down enough to do that? Would he violate every ethical standard?
They probably
would he roll around in the sewer, in the mud and the garbage? Is he the type of person who would do that? And the answer for these owners, if it's true that Daniel Snyder has dirt on them, might be, yup,
Yes.
Daniel Snyder would do that.
I think the Washington organization has been, the names have changed so many times, but I feel like, without even researching it right this second off the top of my head, when I researched everything for my book, I think they've had 3 or 4 owners in the history of the franchise. And out of those 3 to 4 owners of the history of the franchise, there's been some bad stuff. Just Washington, that team. You go all the way back to Preston Marshall III, back in the 1940s and whatnot. He had racial components in that organization dealing with that team. And then when you fast forward to where we are today, or where we've been basically since Daniel Snyder has bought the team in 1999, there's been so much hair around this organization. It's just unbelievable. Like, I'm just the type of person, like, I wouldn't even want to buy the team. Like, I wouldn't want to own it. It's just too much. It's like,
Or be associated with it. I understand that.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.